His appearance alongside George on the Politics Show, where he made an excellent point directed against the Labour, Lib Dem and Conservative opponents, explaining how it's illegal wars that create extremism, not the other way round. At that point, he was the by-election candidate for another party. Now, he's our candidate standing for Respect. Down.
Salam alaikum, everyone. I'm Dawood Islam, and I'm the candidate for Clayton and Fairweather Green. Brothers and sisters, the job is only half done. We've all seen the movie. The dashing Celtic hero rides into town, galvanizes the people, defeats the forces of darkness, and drives the evil Imran into the bottom of the lake. The people are happy, the people are rejoicing, it's carefree, the happy music's coming up. We're expecting to see the words "the end" flash across the screen. But all of a sudden a hand comes out from the bottom of the lake, grabs hold of the hero's leg and attempts to drag him back into the water. What's going to happen next, folks, whether it's a happy or a sad ending, is down to all of you in this room. Because I can tell you there's a sequel. Ed Miliband's been in town this week, and I'm afraid, folks, it's the return of the living dead. Yes, he's back. With a minibus load of HQ Labour zombies coming to a housing estate near you anytime soon. So whatever you need to do, folks, joking aside, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The Bradford Spring effect is not going to be as fierce as it is now ever again. So we need you all during these next 2.5 weeks. Get some time off work, book annual leave, throw a sickie, do whatever you need to do. But get out there sometime this week and support these 12 candidates, because they can all get elected with your help, and we can totally transform Bradford for the better. So don't leave it all to this guy. Yeah? As brilliant as he is, he needs our help and he needs your help. So get out there, get involved, vote Respect, and get the Bradford Spring to produce real change for Bradford. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Dad. Well, Dad, I'm not volunteering to be a late entry as a candidate, but next time you're doing this rather than me, okay? Sister, please.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, and a good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to address you today. My name is Tazim Sawais, and I am the candidate for Bolton and Undercliff Ward. I was born and bred in UK, and I spent a few years out of the country too, so I have a very good cultural balance. I used to be a Labour Party member, and I came over to George when I saw all the good work that George was doing, and I liked what he had to say, and I read the manifesto and I liked what he was saying, especially about the war and about local issues and things that were affecting us. So I defected. Okay, right, okay. So some of the issues, I know George is dealing with stop the war. Yes, stop the war, but some of the local issues that I have close to my heart, education is one of them. 105 local authorities in the UK. Guess what number we are at on the educational attainment level? Guess, 98, that's right. Round of applause for this lady, she got it right. Why have standards been allowed to drop? This is nothing short of criminal activity here. Why is that the case? I, as a second generation British Muslim, went to school without having a word of English. My parents couldn't speak English. So we did well, my counterparts did well. What's gone wrong now? That's what I want to know. Okay? Student fees. The tuition fees will hit only one group. That's the working class. And it's going to hit across the country, not only Bradford. So those who go to normal schooling are going to find it really impossible to go into university. The government have created haves and have-nots. We have to stop that have and have-nots. We can jointly stop that happening, but let me give you an example. If you've got 3 children, because the average family in Bradford have at least 3 children, if they're going to go to university, that's nearly £10,000 a year. So you're going to have to cough up £30,000 per year for those 3 children, £90,000 over 3 years. That's not even taking into account the living expenses, the food, the resources, the transport. So call it about £120,000 to educate 3 children. The average house price in Bradford is £75,000. So look at the difference there. So that's another issue. It's a local issue. It's close to my heart. And I believe the tuition fees may rise even further if we don't do something about it. High unemployment. You don't need me to tell you the figures of high unemployment. Look at the number of graduates with good degrees who are well-spoken, articulate, decent, honest citizens. They've attained 2-1s from red brick universities. They're working in corner shops, restaurants and takeaways. It's a clear, blatant abuse of their talent. There's low number of BMEs in the NHS, in the council, and rather than that glass ceiling effect, it's now become concrete ceiling. You can't get through it. And I'm determined to challenge to make sure that there are good jobs, and we're going to try and eradicate these barriers and get rid of this old school, old boys and old girls school system. Drugs is another one, and it's a consequence of the previous 2 points I've talked about. Of disaffection, it's complete neglect. Therefore, there is no choice but to enter in the third world of drugs. There's no future. The seduction into drugs is strong. Police don't challenge anymore. Petrol stations have cars parked out every night. Drugs are being dealt with. Petrol owners are scared to ask them to move. But if this was a problem that was in Shipley, Bingley, or the rural areas, something would be done about it straight away, but not in the inner city areas. It's like a cancer, and it's going to kill the community if we don't do anything about it. So I'm very clear in what I want to do if or should I be elected. I want to work with you, I want to work with your families, and the young people, especially of Bolton and Undercliff, as well as the schools, the colleges, the communities and voluntary groups. I've already worked in the community. I worked as a senior officer with the council for 25 years. I got made redundant 2 weeks ago. They cut some vital services, which I am not happy about, especially when I found out there was £5.7 million underspend in the council. They have cut our vital services. So the first thing they have to do is they have to admit there's a problem. Failing to admit is the first barrier, and we somehow must overcome that barrier. So please just check my history, Google my name, and you will see all the good work that I've done in the community. I also sit on the bench at the Bradford Magistrates Court. I don't just want to be another nodding head. I am prepared to name the elephant in the room, should it come to it. I've got difficult challenges ahead in my life, and I welcome it because I want to change the challenge to success. So for me, failure is not an option, and we must eradicate complacency. And I want you, the people of Bradford, to know what I stand for and what these candidates stand for and what George stands for. We want a better future for our young people. And that means education to get them out of this black hole. And that's not the Wastefield side, that's a totally different matter. Okay, more jobs, fighting crime, zero tolerance when it comes to drugs. So I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, what do you want? Do you want the same as what you've had for the past 20 years? You want the same? Okay, the same old thing with more dishonesty and corruption? Or do you want something different? Okay, so it's time for a change, a better future for Bradford. Then let the Respect Party be the vehicle to drive it. We will win with your support and help. We will turn the tide in Bradford. Respect to you all.
Their heads trying to work out what happened in Bradford. Well, I used to be a journalist for my sins, and we were taught that if you want to find out about something, ask the people who were involved. And if they came and listened to our candidates, and especially that last speech, I think they'd get an idea why we won on the 29th of March, and inshallah, why we will be winning on the 3rd of May. Thank you very, very much indeed. We are standing across the spectrum, across the areas of Bradford. We're standing in Wyke. Our next candidate, James Clayton.
Hi there. I'm James Clayton. I'm the candidate for Wyke, like we just said. You know, I love democracy, and I love it when the people's voices get heard in places of power. And, you know, that's something that we've not had in Bradford for a long, long time. And what really inspired me about the Bradford West by-election, about when George got elected, was that it proved that actually we can have an election and we can make a difference and change is possible. And it proves that the main parties can't take the people of Bradford for granted. And I think that's really exciting. So I was out yesterday knocking on doors in Wyke, and it's really apparent that there is an appetite for change up there. People really want for something new to happen. And what they just need to know is that change is possible, and they need to know that there is an alternative. So what we're struggling for up there at the moment is volunteers. And I'm really grateful to George for giving us this platform, really grateful for you all for coming here and listening to us and giving your time to us this afternoon. If any of you can give us a bit more time, can spare some time to come out campaigning with us, particularly in Wyke where I'm from, but I know all the candidates would love you, then please do come and speak to me afterwards. And thanks very much for your time.
Thanks very much, James. Just before people eat, we'll be able to give you a little bit more information about how you can directly go and help the candidates and how you can organise that this afternoon. But could I ask our next candidate to speak, please? Mr. Shalim Jalani.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Brothers and sisters, elders, George, thank you for inviting us all here. I think my colleagues have covered all the aspects of what I wanted to say. I run my own business and I've lived in Bradford for 50 years. There are many issues. I'm standing from the Great Horton ward. I'm not a politician. This is the first time I'm standing for an elected office. Let me tell you one thing. The ward that I'm standing for, I have an uphill task against Labour. My speech is very simple. I require all your help and support. Come out on the 3rd of May. Please tell all brethren, relatives, brothers and sisters to come and support. We need the change. We need to get rid of Ian Greenwood and the council. We need a change. If that change is... If we have that change, let me tell you from grassroots levels, we can change things. We've got George at the helm who will represent all of us in Parliament, and he'll do an exemplary job. But what we need is the change on 3rd of May. We need to make George's hand stronger. So please, supporters, tell all your friends, and you know, please come out and canvass. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Salim. And